Don't you just love when you are editing your video and you find out that you have audio issues and you now have to record the video for a fourth time? What it do, everyone? Anthony Olan here, back with another video. And I don't know about you guys, but I certainly did not expect to make a third video about the PlayStation Portal, especially without a new software update to talk about any new features that would improve connectivity. Maybe it won't improve connectivity, but here we are once again talking about the Portal. Now, if you have not seen my first two videos on the Portal, go check them out because it's about how I bought one to see if it could be used portably, and it couldn't, so I returned it. Then they had the new update for the 5 gigahertz connection, so I bought it a second time, been using that for a while, and that 5 gigahertz update was beneficial for certain connectivities like a Starbucks location, that kind of thing. But we are now a few weeks later, I guess, and I have my Portal back in the box. I have to return it this week, so I'm gonna grab it. I actually had it with my last video out of the box, but I am ready to send this back, and it's packed up back in this box. Now, why am I returning the Portal a second time? Well, there's a few reasons for that, but if you did not see my review of the Castlevania Dominions collection, go check it out. Hit that subscribe button to show your support. Hit that notification bell to know when I upload videos. But the reason why I bring that up is because I had mentioned two important things in that video. The first one being that I would love to play those games on a Nintendo Switch over a PlayStation because, my opinion, I felt those games were originally on a Nintendo console and it'll be just right at home to play them on a Switch system, and also no worries about having to connect to the internet to run those games. But the second important thing I mentioned in that video review was I no longer have a Nintendo Switch because I had to sell my old one. Reason for that is adulting is hard, times is hard sometimes, and you have to make sacrifices to make ends meet. And then sometimes you are able to bounce back up and you're doing pretty well. And that may sound a bit like a contradiction with what I'm about to tell you next is I got another Nintendo Switch, and I'm sure my friends Chris and Frankie are going to clown on me for having another one of these. I did originally sell the Mario Red Special Edition Switch, the original Switch Mario with the blue Joy-Con grip. This one is the Mario Red OLED model. I have black Joy-Cons that I put on the side, and I have my red Mario Joy-Cons here on the grip just to have there. You can probably see from the top here of the case the red aesthetic, and this is a folio magnetic cover case. It actually just came off because it's a magnetic part, so just like so. That's not like a feature, it just happened in the middle of the video, so just let you know. But here's the point. Why am I returning the Portal for the Nintendo Switch? Well, there's a few reasons, okay? Let's start with the performance of the Portal, which honestly, Sony for what they did here. And I don't mean that in the worst negative way, but with the Portal, maybe. Let me get to the point. I have seen a lot of videos with different tips on how to improve the performance of your Portal, and I have tried all of these tips, and those are change your PS5 settings to display at 1080p, keep your internet connected to an Ethernet cable rather than wireless, which I do anyway, but I have a side note about that I'll get to in a moment. So 1080p, Ethernet connectivity, unplug your HDMI from your monitor or TV. I have heard or read people say you don't have to turn off the monitor or the TV. I found it was I have people say you don't have to unplug the HDMI, Don't unplug the HDMI, turn off your monitor or your TV, and it'll have the performance be improved because your console is not streaming between the TV and the Portal. I actually found it more stable if you unplug the HDMI from your PlayStation and have it run just straight to the Portal. That will improve connectivity, at least in my experience and my testing over the past few weeks. But with all that being said, I'm still having some connection issues with the Portal. Not as much as I used to, but more. It's still happening here and there. With the internet, I have noticed that with my PlayStation, if you have a wireless connection saved and a wired connection, it'll sometimes jump back to the wireless connection when you're going from sleep mode to power on, off to power on. So I did delete my wireless connection settings on the PlayStation and kept it for wired. And yes, it did improve performance, but again, I'm still seeing those issues with connectivity with the Portal. I don't have a massive apartment. It's really not that big. So when I play my Portal in my bedroom, which is literally behind this shelf, behind this wall, and my router and modem is right here on my desk to my right, I should not have these connection issues that I'm experiencing with the distance of the portal from the router, which is not that far, with all the things that have been changing on the PS5 and my gigabyte internet speed. I have gigabyte speed, so it should not be having any issues, and I'm still having those issues. The idea was I can take the portal and play on the bed while my girlfriend is playing Xbox on the TV, and if she needs help with a game, I can pause my portal, help her, and then go back to the portal. But that's not the case here because the portal stutters and lags the worst in the bedroom. And I'm talking about that yellow triangle error signal saying, your connection is really poor when I'm literally 5 feet or so from the router. Second thing was the point of the portal for me was, can it be portable and you take it to a Starbucks or you take it to a friend's house or a family location? And in the case of a friend or family, it can work depending on the internet speed. We were just at a cabin over the weekend for Labor Day, and those connections were poor with the portal. But of course, when you're driving on a road trip, or you're a passenger on a road trip rather, you're not going to be able to play it unless you're connecting to your hotspot on your phone, which even then is not successful or stable because you're jumping from cell tower to cell tower and you're having major connection issues. So the portal cannot be portable, period. Okay, just want to get that out the way. So with the Nintendo Switch, which I just had, here it is. With the Switch, I don't need to have an internet connection to play the games. I can just play them as is, whether it's the ones I have downloaded or ones that I still have on cartridge. Number two, my girlfriend has been playing a little bit more Switch than Xbox because I just got this one and she's been playing it too. And we've been traveling a little bit more. We have family and friends in different locations, so we do travel a little bit here and there. And when we're on those road trips, if I'm driving, she can play the Nintendo Switch. And if she's driving, I can play Nintendo Switch. No internet required. I also have a large library of downloaded games because I've been on the Switch since the beginning. So I have a large library of games that I haven't even completed. So it gives me a chance to go back to the Switch and play these games and beat them for once. When it comes to traveling with these devices, even size-wise, I have a carrying case for the Portal that I'm also returning to Amazon today. But this is the case for the Portal, okay? And this is the Nintendo Switch. It's night and day in terms of the size for height and even the thickness. This is a beefy case for the Portal, and this is so thin. Whether I use this kind of folio magnetic case for my Switch or my other one that it has a zipper to close, those are much more smaller to carry than this beefy Portal. And also, as I mentioned, I can use this whenever, wherever I want, whereas this one, the Portal, you cannot. If you have the money for a Steam Deck, I would go that route maybe, unless you want to play like Pokemon and Zelda and Mario. But with a Steam Deck, although it costs more, I would have gotten it if those PS5 games on Steam and PC, if they had cross-save, because I'm not going to play Ghost of Tsushima and Spider-Man and God of War on a handheld Steam Deck or whatever other gaming PC handheld without cross progression and restart my progress in the beginning. I'm not going to do that. But if you have not played PS5 before and you want to play those games and you have money for a Steam Deck or an ROG Ally or Asus, whatever that one is called, maybe go that route if you don't care about the Nintendo exclusives. But I actually don't mind Mario, and I recently got a bit more into Zelda, I'll admit that. But that's why I went back to the Switch. Yes, it does cost more than the Portal. Portal is $200 before tax. This is $350 before tax. I got a excellent refurbished or renewed from Amazon for about $300, so I saved that $50 price on the Switch. It looks brand new. It comes in the box. Actually, hang on a second. I got the whole box. It has the dock, all the cables, all the plastic and everything, the labels. It has everything, and I saved $50 getting it on Amazon. And I did get my Portal through Klarna. I did a pay-in for, and I did 2 installments so far. So I did get the refund for the first 2 installments. All I got to do now is take it back to Walmart and have the return finalized, and I'm good from there. If Sony makes another update for the Portal that will improve performance and connectivity, it's still not going to be enough, because whether you have good internet like I do, the gigabyte speed, or you have a Portal update to improve that performance, even when I have not many devices on my internet at a time, so not a lot of bandwidth traffic, you're still streaming your content over the internet, and you're still going to have those major hiccups that will impact performance either way. Even after I did all those different changes to the PS5 to get the Portal to run smoothly, I'm still seeing connection issues, whether it's at the bedroom or somewhere else in the apartment. A few more notes I want to make about this whole Portal thing is, when I play my PS5 games, I also want to play those games as intended, especially the ones that are made just for the PS5, not PS4, and they have they're using the performance of the PS5 to its maximum with graphics and performance and frame rate and all that stuff, I want to play those games as intended on a 4K TV or monitor. I have a Sony InZone M9 monitor that I play my games on, and maybe once in a while I'll go put it on my 4K TV, and I want to play those games as intended. Whereas on the Portal, they stream at a lower quality, 1080p. It still looks great. It's a great display despite not being an OLED on the Portal. But you're not going to get that 60 frames per second if you keep having those connection issues like most people do have. The other note is I don't want to have to change my PS5 settings from when I'm at home playing on a monitor or TV versus when I'm using the Portal, having to switch it back and forth, back and forth. You cannot save a preset of settings on the PS5. You have to change all those individual settings each time you want to use it in a different format. And of course, unplug the HDMI, plug it back in. I shouldn't have to do that to play games in a handheld format, especially when Sony had the PSP and the PS Vita. So I don't want to do that over and over again, back and forth, back and forth. I shouldn't have to do that. Whereas luckily with the Nintendo, unless you're playing one of the stupid cloud games, you're going to play this game as is. Yes, of course, third-party games on Nintendo will run less inferior than they would on a PS5 or an Xbox Series, but it will be a better experience than a Portal because you're not streaming over the internet and having that lag and issues. If your Switch third-party games have any lag and issues, that's the game itself not being optimized, properly for that smaller footprint, if you will. And in my last Portal video, I did say that one thing Sony could do is make a new handheld that, let's say they tell us we can't play your disc physical games on the handheld, but you can play your digital games on the handheld and download it directly to the handheld. Fine, I'll be okay with that. Granted, not all my games are digital, and some of my favorite games are not digital, but I do have some digital games that I like that I would play on that without needing internet to play it. If they put Bluetooth connectivity, because although I had not had any issues with the Link connection when I had the Pulse Elite that I did return for other reasons, but I had no connection issues with the Link connection. But again, I don't want to have to be forced into Sony's stupid connectivity option when they can put Bluetooth on the Portal. Just like the Switch has Bluetooth, all the other PC handhelds have Bluetooth, so that's already a better option there. I love Sony and PlayStation, don't get me wrong, but I am one of those fans who can admit when my favorite company is making dumbass mistakes and doing stupid things, and the Portal was definitely a dumbass, stupid mistake, and they need to correct that. With that being said, I guess the final notes I have is I might miss playing those PS5 games in a handheld format, even though I have those connection issues. It's just the connection issues is too big of a problem for me to not keep it and wait for another update. Like I said, this is my second one, so I'm sure I can buy a third one if they say, hey, performance is so great that you don't have to worry about connection issues or whatever. Fine, but until then, I can still play the games on my MacBook Air, and it'll run just about the same as the Portal either way. Maybe even more so if I plug an Ethernet directly to my MacBook from the bedroom, might even run even better. So that's kind of my video for today. I gotta get out of here, get ready for the rest of the day. But let me know down below what you think about this video and about the Portal. Do you love your Portal? If you have one, do you think it's stupid? Do you think I wasted my money by buying a Switch now instead of waiting for the new Switch? Because until Nintendo themselves confirm all Switch games are backwards compatible, I'm not going to believe any rumors or leaks until Nintendo themselves say it. At least for now, I can use this to beat the games that I haven't beaten. I like the black and red aesthetic of the Switch. I am going to keep this limited edition one, on a shelf or whatever when the new one comes out. But until they say all Switch games are backwards compatible, I'm not going to believe any leaks until they tell me. So I can play this for a while. The new Switch ain't set for another, 3 to 4 months, maybe 5 months or so. So I'm okay waiting and playing this as I wait. So that's my video for today. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know down below, what do you think overall? Are you agreeing with me that I'm better off with the Switch? Do you think the Portal is actually good and is good for you? Let me know. Or do you rather just do a Steam Deck type of thing? Please let me know down below. Let's talk in the comments. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.